Okay, at this point, children, allow me to share my screen. Now, we're down now to our last lesson for this quarter, and I do expect that you were able to accomplish some of the important insights or some of the important things with regard to misplaced and dangling modifiers. So at this point, children, before we proceed to our last grammar lesson, let's now proceed first with a simple review of the death of a salesman. I do expect that you were able to watch and read as well the summary and watch the two video clips that I provided you last April. Please raise hand if you were able to read it or to watch the two parts of the death of a salesman in YouTube. Please raise your hand. Okay, I could see Rian's hand. It seems like Rian is really a bookworm, no? Loved reading literature. How about Jerwin Lloyd, Baron, Agatha, Rain, Princess Jamaica? It seems like most of you did not read it. But anyway, let's just have a very simple review of The Death of a Salesman. Rian, would you mind sharing the things that you had remembered about The Death of a Salesman? Okay, very good, Rian. Actually, it's all about a salesman, right? From the title itself, Death of a Salesman. Definitely, at the end of the story, the salesman will die, right? Now, what happened? Yeah, you're correct. It's all about a family living in poverty because they rely so much with their father. And this is the setting of this story was taken in America during the Great Depression. When you speak of Great Depression, that is a time in which Americans really suffered a lot with their economy to the extent that they did not have any means to provide to their family. They lost their jobs and the economy in America was totally low. That was during the 19 no, before World War One. Just imagine that, children, no? America being termed as a land of milk and honey, but at the end, it turned out that they suffered in Great Depression. And I guess that was before World War One, and then perhaps after World War One, something like that, no, children? So that had happened during the time in which everything all Americans really suffered a lot. Now, during this time as well, based on the story, the main character is Willie Loman. He's a salesman story, and he has two children, Beef and what's the name of the other one? Happy, right? Beef is the older son, and of course, Willie Loman has a wife. No, now, what is the illness of Willie Loman? If you can still remember it, I forgot it already. Willie Loman is totally old and a senior citizen perhaps, and then he's suffering from senile dementia or related with Alzheimer's disease in which he became forgetful already. And due to his illness, he lost his patience already. Every day or almost every time that he would be able to talk to his eldest son, Beef, they would always have an argument, right? And then he had his senile dementia, but his wife did not leave him. All throughout the suffering of Willie Loman, his wife is always there. And aside from that, Willie Loman, how did he die, by the way, if you can still remember? How did he die at the end of the story? Rian, do you still remember how did he die? Correct. He committed suicide. Continue, Rian. Yeah, he committed suicide by means of crushing his Car. Actually, Willie Loman, back when he was young, he is a successful businessman, salesman. Unfortunately, he became so arrogant and complacent. And then when he got older and then he suffered from senile dementia, he kept going to his past, right? He would always have his hallucination as if he's talking to his late brother, meaning to say his brother Ben had passed away already, right? And then his wife, I can remember already the name, Linda Loman, right? Now, also, Willie Loman's happy moments with his family, same goes with his lowest moment or suffering or challenges, such as losing the confidence from his eldest son, Beef, by the time that Beef learned that Willie Loman had a mistress in Boston when he went. And then upon discovering it, Beef lost his opportunity and then he dropped out from this class and then he got jailed. And then when he went back, they had an argument with his father, Willie. And then at the end of the story, actually, that is a planned suicide. He removed the brake or hose of his car so that he would lose his control and then he would die eventually. At the end of the story, still Linda would uh, always think that her husband Willie is really the best husband and he did everything for the family, no? And then when Willie died, definitely perhaps they had an insurance check, something like that, no? Now, all his problems, challenges had been and happy moments had been revealed during the flashback. If you watch the play, definitely there would always be flashback in some parts in which he remembered all his moments with his family and his brother Ben, right? And it is evident that he has lots of regrets in life. So remember, children, that life should not be like that. Always remember that there should be no regrets every time that you have your or you commit any action. Next, let's try to answer this question. Why do you think the salesman Willie need to die at the end of the story, and what does it imply or symbolize? Having shared the summary of the death of a salesman, would you mind sharing your answer to this question? Why do you think Willie has to die in the story? And what do you think its symbol? Anyone? Can I ask Jerwin to share his insight? Jerwin, why do you think Willie has to die in the story? Jerwin? Very good. Very good analysis. Correct. By the way, I'm recording your LI here. Correct? That could be one. That could be a symbol of depression. And of course, due to all his regrets in life. Good job, Jerwin. How about you, Lloyd? What do you think the symbol of his death? Lloyd? Oh, it seems like Lloyd is taking his breakfast. How about you, Baron? Would you mind sharing your idea? Baron, why do you think Willie Loman has to die? Yes, I could hear you. Okay, so maybe he thought that he is already a burden to his family. Okay, good analysis, children. No? So there are many things or many answers that you may generate from this question, but keep in mind that is very symbolic because he is really a symbol of someone who suffered from the Great Depression during the time in which America is really suffering from it, right? The Great Depression doesn't mean about the mental health children in America, but instead the Great Depression means that the economic situation in America is really low. Many people lost their jobs and then even though you're already old, you cannot work anymore, something like that. No, many factories closed and many businesses were bankrupt due to the loss of income, right? Because of that, many people suffer from poverty and their family, Willie Loman's family, could be a victim of economic problems in their country. What is that I would like to share? I forgot already, but it has something to do with it, right? Willie being the symbol of the victim of yeah, Willie tried to look for a job to his friend. However, of course, since he's already old, he could hardly work already. No, that's why he killed himself or he committed suicide. Okay? But children, keep in mind that suicide is not really a solution to all your problems. Always remember that uh, everything will pass. Meaning to say, as what in the is like just like in the Filipino saying, right? If you have a problem, don't stay for a long time. Huwag mong tambayan, 'di ba? Kasi kung may pinagdadaanan ka, huwag kang tatambay doon. Malalagpasan mo rin 'yan. Something like that, no? Kaya nga dinadaanan, no? That's the concept about that. So, don't make tambay of those things that you are suffering. Don't worry, everything shall pass, including this online class, no? Keep in mind that days from now, we will already have our vacation, no? So, May would end already and then hello June, no? Anyway, now let's try to have this. I have here a very simple video clip and let's try to analyze what seems to be the problem in the video clip, no? I hope you could hear it. Let's watch this. By the way, were you able to hear it? Is there any audio? Jerwin, were you able to hear it? Allah, there's no audio. How can I fix this? So that you could... But anyway, there's a subtitle naman, right? Right? There's a subtitle naman. Okay, thank you. Now, what seems to be the problem in the video clip? Anyone would like to share? Rain Mazy, would you mind sharing it? Were you able to read the subtitle, Rain Mazy? Oh yeah, please share your insight. What seems to be the problem? Hello? Yeah. Yeah, correct. So therefore, he's totally straight to the point, but quite literal, right? To the extent that uh, the patient's family could have a different meaning about it. No, thank you, Rain. How about Akisha Faith? Akisha Faith, would you mind sharing your insight? What seems to be a problem in the video clip? Yeah, correct. So that could be a problem, right, among the doctors. Not really the doctors per se, but the character in the video clip, no? He's totally a literal man, and I believe you had watched this already, no, in some of your news feeds, either in TikTok or in Facebook, no. So, it's quite funny about this one, but of course, you have always remember that whenever listening to a converse or to a speech, direct statement from a person, make sure that you're able to convey the right message, and that's the thing that you have to remember whenever you are sharing an insight. You have to make sure that your ideas are understandable, right? Now, why did I share this to you, children? Because for today, we'll be learning our last lesson for this school year, and that is changing direct and indirect speech. As you can see, the doctor had this direct speech, right? However, the patient's family interpreted it in a different manner or in different aspect. And for today, children, as our objectives, you need to learn how to transform direct to indirect speech and distinguish the pattern in changing, because there's always a pattern for it, and cite the importance of changing direct to indirect speech. And I believe this is no longer new to you, because remember in our news writing session, most especially in speech story, back when you're in grade 7 SPJ, if you can still remember, for the pure blood SPJ, right? And during our training as well, remember that transforming direct to indirect speech would be useful whenever writing an article or a short or a news article, be it in any type of broadcasting, because keep in mind, children, that most of the information that you will be able to include in your article would come from direct speeches, right? And aside from that, whenever you're understanding something, or when you change direct to indirect speech, that is a way that is a way of measuring your understanding towards the speech of someone. So at this point, let's try now to have this. Based on the examples given, what do you think is the difference between the two, direct and indirect speech? Would you mind sharing your idea? Jared, based on the example. By the way, the reason why I have the picture of former President Duterte is because most of his direct speeches are really translated in the different aspect whenever it had been transformed to indirect. Anyway, okay, let's have Jared. Jared Pasqua. What's the difference between the two? English, Jared. Hello, Jared. The speaker. Correct. So therefore, children, Jared is correct. By the way, I had recorded your LL already. Am I right? Oh, here. You're correct. Remember, in direct speech, there would always be quotation mark and comma inside the quotation mark, not outside, ha, children. And of course, there's also the speaker and the word or the verb said, which is in past form. However, in indirect speech, there is no quotation mark or comma. And the word said, or and the speaker in the speech is the subject in the story, followed by the word said. Is that clear? Another thing that you have to keep in mind in direct and indirect speech would be direct speech states the actual verbatim. When you speak of verbatim, the exact statement from the speaker. However, in indirect speech, it is not actually the verbatim, or when you speak of verbatim, exact statement from the speaker. It is not really the exact statement from the speaker, but instead, it came from other person. So keep in mind, direct speech, direct to the speaker, while indirect speech, who said in the direct speech came from the other person, not directly from the speaker. Now, how do we change direct and indirect speech? I do have here the legend or the clues as to how you're going to change everything. I do have here color codes as well, such as green for the introductory word, the violet for remaining words, the blue for subject and verb, the black should be removed, and the orange, the new pronoun or verb. Again, we're now in the process of changing direct to indirect speech, children. For example, this one, how do we change direct to indirect speech? Oh, just like this one, direct speech. We must accept ourselves, he said. In indirect speech, he said that we must accept ourselves. Keep in mind, children, the introductory word, children? The introductory word would vary depending on the type of sentence in indirect speech. If the indirect speech, direct speech, the quotation is a declarative sentence or statement, you will use that as the introductory word. Gets? Now, what is the pattern here? As you can see, we must accept ourselves. The new subject now is he, and the verb is said, and then the introductory word is that. Because we use that because the direct quotation, we must accept ourselves, is a declarative sentence. And then afterwards, just copy it and then place it after the word that. That is the remaining words. Gets? How about the second one? Do your best. Now, as you can see, children, the violet here is the remaining words, right? What is the, by the way, do your best is what type of sentence? It is, take note, children, an imperative sentence. What is an imperative sentence? An imperative sentence is a sentence that gives command or request. And it starts with a verb, right? Starts with a verb. Now, if the direct quotation is an imperative sentence, children, again if the direct quotation is an imperative sentence, the introductory word that you're going to use is infinitive. Infinitive. Oh, just like this one. The teacher is the subject now, and then the told is a verb, and then this one, the subject here in the direct quotation is you. From you, you would make it as us. Gets? As the new, no, your pala. Your, you will make it as already. And then our as well. The your would become our. The you here, you do your best. You becomes us already, and just combine everything. The subject and verb would be the teacher told, and then us would be the new pronoun, and then the introductory word is an infinitive, or just a simple review. An infinitive is what? To plus the base form of the verb. And when you're going to get the verb? Of course, from the imperative sentence. And then our best. Very simple, right? Next, number 3. If the direct quotation is a yes or no question with option, how would you know that there is an option? Because of the word or. Would you like coffee or tea? She asked. The indirect speech is that she asked whether I would like coffee or tea. In this manner, children, as you can see, the new subject now is she asked. And then the introductory word that you're going to use for yes or no question with option is whether. And then the pronoun you would become I, and then just copy would like coffee or tea, the remaining words. Oh, see, that is a pattern. Subject and verb plus introductory word and the new pronoun and then the remaining words. Again for number 3, if the direct quotation is a yes or no question with option, just like this one, how would you know that there's an option? Because of the word or. Therefore, you would use whether as an introductory word. Number 4, or just like this one. Yeah, yes or no question without any option. Just like this one. Are you leaving? Of course, the answer would either be yes or no. Are you leaving? She asked. As you can see, children, we change this as she asked if I was leaving. The pattern here would be if the direct speech is a yes or no question answerable with yes or no only, the introductory word that you're going to use is if. And then change you into I, and then change the linking verb into past form. Why is it was? Because I is singular. She asked if I was leaving, or she asked if I were leaving as well, right? So the pattern, subject and verb plus introductory word plus new pronoun and the remaining words. I guess this is the last one. If the indirect quotation is a question as well. However, it starts with WH questions. The who, what, when, where, why. Oh, this is a pattern and this is the common error of some students. If the direct quotation is a question using 5 Ws in 1H, this would be the pattern. The teacher asked what the lesson of the story was. As you can see, children, the subject now and the verb is the teacher asked, and the introductory word is the WH. Gets? The WH. The who, what, when, where, why, how. And then, don't forget as well the which. No? And then, copy the remaining words. As you can see, the only thing that we changed the position is the linking verb. The linking verb, my dear children, shall be placed at the end of the sentence and it should be transformed into past form. So see, very simple, right, children? So this is the thing that you have to keep in mind all the time. So this would be the pattern. The linking verb is placed at the end of the sentence and then the what or the WH shall be retained as the introductory word. Gets? Let's try to summarize things, children. Let's try to summarize things. If the sentence in the direct quotation is a declarative sentence, keep in mind that the introductory word is that. If the direct quotation is an imperative sentence, means a command or request, the introductory word is an infinitive. If the direct quotation is a yes or no question with options, the introductory word is whether. And if the direct quotation is a yes or no question without option, just yes or no is the answer. Either would be the answer. The introductory word is if. And if the direct quotation is WH questions, the introductory word is also the WH questions. Now let's have this one. Why do we have to learn the ways in changing direct to indirect speech? Would you mind sharing your insight? Lloyd, why do we have to learn changing direct to indirect speech? Lloyd? So that we could create sentence easily. Okay, that could be one. How about you, Pete? Andre, Curioso. Why do we have to learn changing direct into indirect? All right, very good, Lloyd Pitts, right? So we tend to forget some of the important words. That's why it's important that when you change direct to indirect, we'll be able to retain some important words. How about you, Micaela? Micaela? Oh, Jerwin. Very good, Jerwin. You're raising your hand. All right, good. Since you're already applying or relating your answer to being a journalist, because of that, your contract in SPJ shall be renewed, no? Until forever. Very good, Jerwin. How about your Rian, followed by Rain Mazy? Go ahead, Rian. Oh, please expound. Very good. That's a keyword. Misinterpretation or misunderstanding. In that way, we'll be able to report the factual knowledge or idea. Good job, Rian. How about your Rain Mazy? Very good. Whenever you're reporting and whenever you're citing sources, right? Instead of saying uh, based on blah blah blah, you may say according to or uh, this article said or a particular expert said that or something like that. Not children. So keep in mind those things, and in that way you will be able to use this skill or knowledge for to be able to be eloquent individuals, right? Good job, children. Now let's have this exercise. Just take a screenshot. I guess you copied this already in your notebook. Am I right? Or not yet? This would be our third written work for this week. Please take a screenshot, or if you haven't copied this yet in your notebook, so be it. Take a screenshot, exercise A. In this case, you will just fill in the blanks with the appropriate introductory word. Like what I've said, the pattern in the introductory word. Just take a screenshot. Done already? Raise your hand if you had taken your screenshot already. Okay, good. Next, changing direct to indirect speech. This one. For another written work, change the following direct speech into indirect. Write your answer in your paper or in your notebook. Again, write your answer in your notebook. So please copy. Take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done already? Raise hand if you're able to take a screenshot. Oh, good. Many had taken the screenshot already. So that's it. Still have any more questions? Raise your hand if you don't have any more questions. Oh, very good. So please be reminded the assigned group for the VBA. Don't forget to post your VBAs or photos of the VBAs in your group chat, and don't forget to send everything to me. No? So with that, thank you very much for joining our session.